Hello and welcome to a brand new corn-fed review. I had to put on the suit. You know what that means. Today we will be reviewing Thunderbolts.
Yes! Yes!
Heavy spoilers ahead. Now, I dress in these videos appropriately to how I feel about each film. How I dress coordinates to what my final score will be towards the movie and basically how I'm feeling about the movie. I had to dress to the nines. I had to put the three-piece on. This movie was fucking fantastic.
Say that again?
I think that's the beauty of my expectations being so low for this movie. I was about just not to see it. I watched Captain America Brave New World 2 months ago, and that was it for me. I was kind of convinced that Marvel was done with. Marvel was just like putting out so many projects that it just lost all of its heart and all of its character. That Brave New World was just like a cut and copy Marvel movie of like they just hit all their marks of like every Marvel thing ever. It had no heart. It didn't invest me in any sort of way. It was just a carbon cut and copy Marvel movie. I felt nothing towards Brave New World. So I was kind of done with Marvel, to be honest. But something made me go see Thunderbolts. The trailers looked okay. And I watched it, and my expectations were blown out of the water, man. Marvel is back. This movie was such a refreshing Marvel movie, man, for so many freaking reasons. So the director is Jake Schreier, and his previous works include Robert and Frank, which I have not seen, Beef, which is a fantastic TV show. You should watch it if you haven't seen it already. I believe it's on Netflix. Thunderbolts, of course, and then Paper Towns, which I watched a long time ago, and it's all right, but no real like huge heavy hitters on this filmography. And then, of course, we have this cast of characters, which is really the lifeblood of this movie, is the heart of this movie. I really needed to care about at least one of these characters, and I cared for most of them. First, we have Florence Pugh, of course, as Yelena. She is Black Widow's sister. She is the White Widow, and she is the main character of this movie. A lot of the movie's themes are all heavily centered around her. Next, we have Sebastian Shaw, of course, as Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. He does a really, really cool job. We don't get super deep with Bucky because I think we've already gotten really deep with Bucky in a lot of the previous Marvel movies, Winter Soldier being the biggest one. So I feel like they did enough with his character already to where they didn't need to dive as deep with him in this one. For this movie, for me, I'm happy that he's there. I'm happy that he pulled up in some really cool action scenes, and his character was really important throughout. Of course, great acting by Sebastian Shaw, but we didn't get a lot from this character in this movie, and that's okay. I didn't want a lot from him. Next, we have Julia Dreyfus, of course, from Seinfeld. She played Valentina. She was cool. She was kind of like the main villain, really. She was the one pulling all the strings, and she was okay. She wasn't like amazing. She wasn't like this huge antagonist. She was cool. She was all right. She didn't do a bad job, but just wasn't a lot there for me. But again, that's kind of her role. That was kind of her character. So not a lot of notes for her character in this one. Oh, actually, it did. I'm going to get into this a little bit later when we start talking about Sentry and the Void, but I like that we got a little bit of her backstory, and we got to kind of see why she is the way she is. I thought that was cool, and I'm happy we got to explore her character in that way as well. Next, we have Lewis Pullman, man. Lewis Pullman as Bob, aka Sentry / the Void Man. He did fucking amazing, bro. He did such a good job, not only as an actor, but the character I fell so deeply in love with, man. He is such a good, flawed, vulnerable, real character. And we're going to get into it later, but let's not begin to talk about how fucking cool he looked as Sentry and how fucking even cooler he was as the Void. But again, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. We're talking mostly about characters and their acting performances. But of course, he did amazing, man. He hasn't been in a lot that I know of. I know he was in Top Gun Maverick, but he really fucking stole the show in this movie for me. Next, we have David Harbour, who played the Red Guardian, Yelena's father. For me, he didn't do a lot for me in this movie. He kind of was annoying, a little bit irritating to me, just because he's doing that shtick that I feel like I've seen so many times. The over-the-top Russian dude who doesn't say full sentences, and Marvel thinks that's funny for some reason. It's just kind of overdone, and his comedy is just loud yelling. It's that kind of comedy is like my least favorite. It really bothers me and just kind of bugs me and annoys me. And we didn't get really super deep with this character. He had some really good moments with Yelena, with motivating her, and he was kind of like the coach of this team. He was kind of like the cheerleader, which is cool. But I feel like we never really got too deep with this character. I didn't see the Black Widow movie, so maybe they already did that. But not I didn't get a lot from him. I didn't feel a lot towards Red Guardian. In the end, he kind of won me over because the yelling thing kind of died down, and the oh look, it's funny because I'm Russian and my accent is broken. That they kind of got rid of that in the last kind of 30-40 minutes. So I really started to enjoy this character a lot more when things got real. Next, we got Wyatt Russell as John Walker. I thought he did fucking great, man. I went in this movie. I watched the first 3 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It just wasn't for me. It was just too testosterone fueled, no heart. It was just like, it was just, it wasn't, it's just too marvelly for me. I dropped it. But I watched U.S. Agent, the character that he plays. In the Falcon and Winter Soldier, didn't really like him. I think that was the point of that show for that character. But I went into this movie not really feeling a lot about the U.S. agent, but I left loving this character so much, man. Of course, he's the asshole kind of character who eventually kind of gets a heart, is a good person, towards the end. But they really kind of dove deep into like his past and his regrets and his guilt and his assholeness and how his daughter and his wife left him. Like he has some really fucking deep moments that made me really love this character. Next, we have the only character that I've been excited to see on screen in a really long time. Like I went to this movie not really excited to see any of these characters besides Ghost. I was really excited to see Ghost. Her name is Hannah John Carmen is the actress. She did great. She did amazing. The Ghost character I've loved so much since Ant-Man and the Wasp. I love her character. I love her powers. I love how they do her powers visually, the CGI and the effects. It just looks really cool, and it's a villain that I've always really loved in Marvel, and I was really excited to revisit this character. And then we get Olga Kurilenko, kind of, maybe, as Taskmaster for maybe 15 minutes. I swore the whole movie, like, okay, she's going to come back. She's going to come back to life. She died. She got shot in the head, and she was done for in the first 15 minutes. Which is okay because this is kind of a boring character. Anyways, Marvel kind of ruined Taskmaster. But yeah, she wasn't really in this movie. But those are the main characters. Characters were solid. We're gonna get a little bit deeper into why I love these characters when I talk more about the story. But characters were great. Acting was phenomenal. I have no notes on these characters or the performances. The way I kind of judge the acting is if I'm in the movie, if I am invested and I'm engulfed in the movie and in this world, and I don't ever take a step back and like, oh shit, I'm watching a movie. I'm in a theater. Then that's how I can tell all the acting was great. When an actor is on screen and they're overacting or doing too much, it takes me out of the moment. I'm like, it takes me out of the world. But all these actresses did great. And there's a lot of shining performances in here as well, of course, that I mentioned before. So for me, the biggest reason that I love this movie so much is because it had so much heart. It was so vulnerable. It was so real. It was such a to the core kind of story. It was to the core kind of movie. We dove deep into most of these characters on this Thunderbolt team. And it kind of like dissects them and shows you their worst moment in life. It gets really psychologically deep, bro. So first off, we have Yelena from the get-go. She talks about how she feels alone. She's talking about being depressed. She's talking about drinking herself to sleep every night. She doesn't feel her place in this world, and it doesn't come off in a cheesy way. They do it well enough to where you feel her. She just feels alone. She's not like, I'm sad, I'm depressed. You can feel her emptiness on screen, and that's really hard to do without making it cringy. Because most of the time, someone will do that, it'll just be like this. Yeah, I don't care, whatever. But you can tell with Yelena, she's trying, she's making an effort to go on these missions, to call Valentina and say, "Hey, I want to get my face out there. I want maybe Red Guardian is right. Maybe I need to be a hero." Like she's trying, she's making an effort to pull herself out of this void. I'm gonna get back to that, but you can see in her face and in her emotions, in her actions, that she is like something. Her soul is like gone. It's lost. Her heart and her light is dissipating, and they really dive deep into that in her past of growing up. I think it's the Red Room, but it's basically how the widows, Black Widow, Red Widow, Guardian kind of grew up. It's like this very fucking school training to be an assassin. They rip her reproductive cells out. They fucking make her kill her best friend. It's like really fucking rough. And she goes. The Sentry has this power to like hold your hand and make you go to a place, your lowest place. And it was a scene where she was a kid and she coerced her best friend to walk into this woods and get assassinated. That's how she became a widow, essentially. And they really kind of dive deep into. They do that for every one of these characters. They did the same thing for U.S. Agent. You see him. Previously in the movie, he talks about, "Hey, listen, I have to go home. I have a wife and kids to go to." And it turns out, dude, his wife and his kids left him. You can see a flashback when he's at his home, just on his phone, looking at all the articles of how he's not a good Captain America while his baby's crying, and his mom's like, or his wife is like, "Babe, can you just please watch him? Can you be present with them?" You just see them fighting, and it's such a fucking real thing. It's like a thing that I feel like a lot of audiences will be able to relate to. I know that it will touch a lot deeper to people who maybe experience divorce or experience troubles in relationships due to their own shittiness of being a human being in that moment. And then, of course, you have the Void's part in this movie, which was fucking fantastic, bro.
Say that again?
You meet this character within the first 15 minutes. He's nothing special. He's just a very shy guy. He's like ready to die. He's like, "Hey, you guys go ahead. You don't need to save me. Like, I'm okay with going away." You know what I'm saying? And he is like another character who's just kind of like lost behind the eyes. He's depressed. He mentions the void a lot. Like, he's just so wrapped up in darkness that he just doesn't care for living. It's like, it's really fucking deep, dude. And what I love again about this character, the Void, is this is literally, you have to think about it. This is the reason that they created comic books, was to, well, a big reason to why. It's they personify things that you're feeling. They personify emotions. Think about the Hulk. You get angry, you turn into this big green monster. The comic books were always a medium to personify and express feelings and teach lessons through characters. And I feel like they did fucking exactly that with the Void. The Void is basically this evil version of Sentry, this evil version of Bob. His darkness, his fucking depression, his deep loneliness, his deep despair. They personify that in such a good way, and I love that this movie did. Okay, so in Brave New World, the way that to defeat the Red Hulk is by talking him down, which I fucking hate. They did the same thing with Void in this movie, but in a fucking comic book masterful personification way. They enter the Void, they enter his brain per se, and they break down all these walls of why he feels useless, why he feels alone, why he feels depressed. They go through his worst moments of when he's standing up for his little sister who's getting beat. He's standing in front of him while his dad, who's drunk, is yelling at him, he's beating him. They go down fucking deep psychologically. They even go down to when he was at his lowest point in life. He was addicted to meth, and I love that they so freely, openly said that. They didn't marvel their way out of it. They didn't say, "I was in a dark time and I experimented with candy that I shouldn't have eaten." They were like, "Hey, I was a meth addict." Like when they meet this, he's in a chicken suit, and they're like, I don't want to fight this guy. This is me when I'm on meth. Like, it's like insane, but it's so real, and I'm happy that they got that vulnerable with it. And then, of course, the ending, man, it fucking brought me to tears, bro. So the Bob, the good version of Sentry in the Void, is fighting the Void. Like, it's like a clone battle. They're fighting each other, and eventually the good guy, the good version, for lack of better words, trying to make it easy to understand, the good guy's beating the shit out of him. He's a good guy's beating the fuck out of the Void, and that's what the Void wants. The Void is happy that he's letting himself go to the darkness, and he's getting engulfed in darkness. And then you just see Yelena break out of these chains that the Void kind of put on her, because they're all in his head. It's like Inception. They're all working inside the Void's head, but you can see Yelena kind of go over him and grab him, and she says, "You're not alone. I'm with you." I'm like, holy fuck! I'm about to cry right now. Hold on. It's so good. It's so beautiful, and I feel like this has been done before in movies where they do it in a way that's cheesy. But the reason it's not cheesy, because all these characters are clearly flawed. They're not heroes. They're people who are pieces of shit. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. So we can't always relate to the heroes. Sometimes we don't always feel like a good person. We don't feel like the hero. I don't feel like Captain America. I don't always feel like, you know, all these good superheroes, Doctor Strange. I relate a lot more to freaking Iron Man. He's flawed. And that's what I love about the Thunderbolts, is because these are all deeply flawed characters who have the power to be good people, to help. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty behind this movie. And slowly but surely, Yelena, and then U.S. Agent, and then Bucky and Red Guardian are all kind of hugging him, say, "You're not alone, you're together." And his darkness goes away, and they defeat the character. It's like such a good comic book personification, beautiful movie. At the end of the day, it's about the power of friendship and not being alone. But fuck it, they did it good, and I need to find some friends, because I feel like that'll take me out of the darkness. Somebody help me, please. But it was such a good, beautiful moment. I really did cry 5 or 6 times in this movie when Yelena gets real about being alone and drinking herself to sleep and having nobody, losing everybody, not having purpose. It's dude, I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate to that. I was crying. I was like, holy fuck, bro, she me for real. And then with Century, the same thing. He's talking about wanting to just go away because he's all he feels is the void. Like it's really a beautiful movie that touches on a lot of themes that are going to be relatable for a lot of audiences. If you're struggling with being alone or lacking purpose, or your mental health is not okay, you feel depressed, watch this fucking movie, man. It did something to me, man. I feel better, bro. And that's what movies are about. Especially a Marvel. That's how a Marvel movie should make you feel. You should see some people get their ass kicked. You should see some solid action scenes, which there were plenty of. But at the end of the day, you should fucking struggle with you. You should fight with you. You should feel better. You should have felt like you're leaving that theater with a lesson that was taught. And this movie does that so fucking well. And again, this movie, the title Thunderbolts with an asterisk. It's because the title Thunderbolts, the team name Thunderbolts, is taken from Yelena's Pee Wee Soccer League team. And they talked about earlier about how they always lost. They were always losing. They never won any games. And Red Guardian talks to his daughter, Yelena, and says, do you remember why you wanted to be the goalie? And she was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, I didn't want to run around as much. He was like, yeah, that's part of it. But you told me you wanted to be the last defense in case your teammates made a mistake. And it's like, oh, it's beautiful, bro. Fuck. Ah. Damn it, bro. I'm about to cry. But the title was so masterfully done. It's beautiful. And in relation to this Pee Wee Little League Soccer Club thing, um, that's what the Thunderbolts are, man. There's these guys who never won. These guys who've gotten their ass beat by the main character superhero. These guys who have lost their wives and their children. A lot of these people have nothing. They're evil. They're bad guys. But they're working together to bring down something evil, man. It's so cool. It's so beautiful, man. I love this movie so much. Hence why I'm wearing the three-piece. Last thing, of course, I want to talk about is the action scenes. Of course, they're amazing. They're so much fun. They're great. Such a theater experience type of movie. And the visual effects, man, they're fucking amazing, bro. They are beautiful, bro. Like when the Void is there, he's just this character that's fucking full blacked out. He's just a shadow with two white pupils, bro. And what he does to people, he just does this and fucking just dissipates them. They don't disappear. They don't go, ah, they don't like, they're not getting blipped. They're just there and they're not. It's scary, really. Mostly you'll see a villain and they'll kill somebody and they'll go, It's like, okay, this movie. This shit was dark, bro. It was fucking scary. He just makes them disappear. Their imprint is on the ground. And fun fact, I'm going to put a visual up here to help you understand, but the effects, the design of the Void in Thunderbolts was inspired by the bomb shadows of Hiroshima. Do you know how fucking scary that is? This really happened to people. Like, that's another beautiful personification thing. But this is what happened to them after he just put his hand towards them. They just were there and then they turned to these shadows. Like they were there and they were not. It was like a really fucking visually cool thing to see. But just a great, like, holy shit, bro. I'm actually scared of this villain. He, for me, hands down, post Endgame, was the best villain of the MCU. Probably one of the best MCU villains of all time. The way they did him was so good. He was terrifying. He was menacing. And he felt like an actual real threat, dude. He was so good. But yeah, man, if you couldn't tell already, based off the three-piece suit, I loved this movie so much. To me, this was everything I want from a, not just a Marvel movie, but a movie in general. But especially a Marvel movie. This had everything. It had the characters that I loved. The action was great. The action scenes were awesome. The fighting scenes were great. The story was solid. The hero was fucking menacing. They had a lesson to be taught for the younger generation, man. And fuck shit, for me, I feel like this movie was centered around adults. I feel like a lot of older people should watch this movie. I feel like it's really gonna strike a chord if you go see it. For all audiences, really, but mainly for adults, man. I definitely felt something. Like I said, man, I cried 6 times in this movie. It's very personal, it's very real, and it gets very deep psychologically. And the biggest thing overall, of course, that has drawn me so much to this movie, it just had so much heart. It had so much soul, had so much life, had so much blood and realness in this movie. And it was very relatable. Going from Brave New World to this, it's just night and day. Brave New World left a bad taste in my mouth, but this movie gives me so much hope for the future of MCU. And I'm so excited to see these characters again in Doomsday. I'm so excited to revisit these characters. And I'm so hopeful for the future of Marvel. Last side note, I saw an interview or an article with Kevin Feige where he admits that he was, in a sense, bullied or under a lot of pressure from Disney to pump out projects. They knew that the superhero bubble was at its fucking biggest, and that's why there was so much movies, so much TV shows just being pumped out at, and most of them were shitty. The only good movies that I remember post Endgame are Shang-Chi. WandaVision was amazing. Loki was amazing. But other than that, man, all these movies from Marvel that I've seen, and Spider-Man was great too, but all these movies I've seen, they just left me feeling nothing. I've completely lost hope in Marvel. But again, this movie gave me so much hope in my life. But in MCU, I'm so excited for the future. Oh yeah, going back to the Kevin Feige thing, he said, I recognize that we're taking a step back and we are focusing more on putting out quality projects rather than quantity. So this is a great kind of product of that, and I'm so excited for the future again of MCU. My overall rating of Thunderbolts is a 5 out of 5. Yes, you heard me right. A 5 out of 5. A Marvel movie got a 5 out of 5, but it's really that good. Outside of being a Marvel movie, it's really that good. But again, I like to rate movies based off their genre. This genre, it's a superhero movie. It's a Marvel movie. Marvel movies now, I feel like, have their own, it's its own genre within itself, and this is definitely a 5 out of 5 within that scope. I loved it. I super recommend you go watch it. Go watch it in theaters. Support this movie. Show Marvel and Kevin Feige that these are the stories, these are the shows, these are the products that us as an audience want. Ticket prices, unfortunately, it is our only way of communicating with the big leagues, the big wigs, the big heads out there. This is our way of showing them what we want and what we don't want. And if you are a movie fan, if you are a Marvel fan, if you are a comic book fan, I recommend you go buy a ticket. Go see this movie. As your movie guy, you will not be disappointed with this recommendation. Super deserving of a 5 out of 5. Did you go see this movie already? What are your thoughts? Please let me know below. Did you love this movie? Did you hate it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me on some of my takes? On all of my takes? I love so much to have discourse about movies. We had a lot of talk under the Sinners film discussion, which brought so much joy and love to my heart. We had people disagreeing with my takes. There's somebody who hated the movie. There's a majority of people who loved it and just wanted to nerd out and talk more about it. And that's what the space is. This is what this community is for. This is what these comments are for. It's just to find people that love movies like we do, enjoy, and just discourse and talk and chat about the movies that are coming out. So please, I encourage you, leave a comment saying, hey, I love this movie. Hey, you're fucking wrong. Your reviews are trash. Whatever it is, I'd love to know. So go ahead and let me know how you felt about this movie, or let me know that you're going to go see it, when you're going to go see it, and then come back and talk to me after about it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Come on, it's right there, bro. It's literally right there, bro. We're almost at 100. I need 25 more subs, bro. Get me to 100. Thank you so much for engaging in any sort of way or just watching the movie. I love you so much. Appreciate you watching. Keep watching movies.
So that's it? What, we some kind of suicide squad?
Holy shit, this suit is hot. God damn, it's hot.